made it through the week. It's a cold one today. It's really actually cold out today. It was 12 degrees this morning. I was so tired today. I honestly feel like I got hit by a bus. You know those days when you just wake up, but you don't feel like you woke up? I'm just gonna make sure I got my Wi-Fi good here. What's up, Pro Pyro? Good morning. Well, good evening to you. Happy Friday. How are you doing today? Always the first one here. You know I'm gonna worry one day when you're not the first one here. I'm gonna be like, where's Pro Pyro? Is he okay? Yeah, I am so tired today. Like really tired. I don't know why. I'm just exhausted. Thank you very much. Cook for my mom. Oh, nice. What are you cooking? Stuff from the garden, I hope. I am freaking exhausted today. So I skipped my walk and I just chilled. And I have stuff to do always, but can never fully chill. You know what I mean? There's always work to do. But aside from that, I was like, oh God, I told everybody we'd talk about the Pulse Pro today. And so I actually had to do some homework and figure it out, but you know what? It's good. It holds me accountable to actually do it. I get very intimidated when it comes to technical stuff, and so I'm just glad that I was able to kind of get up and figure it out. So I am going to be trying the possibility of using the green screen effect today. Hopefully nothing will go wrong with the stream. Hopefully we won't have a super zoomed in. I didn't test it or anything yet, but I would like to show you guys a few screenshots I took from my Pulse Pro app. Pro Pyro cooked spare ribs, maple flavored, and fries. Yum. I'm gonna share with the rest of us. So yeah, today's definitely a cooler day out. My flowers are kind of in shock. I'm very curious how the Pulse device works. Yeah, so for the first time, maybe about like minutes ago, I went fly over. Yeah, I'll be right over. I went and did my first, I think it's called spectral reading, where it reads the spectrum. I'm still learning, you guys, and I'm very tired, so bear with me. Just gonna turn my fan down. Hang on a second. Need a minute, you know, have some coffee, hopefully get some energy. You know, when I was in school to like learn things or be held accountable for doing homework or whatever, I would literally, if even, I would do it like the morning of. And so yesterday afternoon, I'm like, hey, you have all afternoon to, you know, I think I'm making it a bigger deal than it is, this Pulse Pro. It's not a big deal. It's just, there's so much information. I just figured out like how to make these plants grow, but now there's like so much technical information to absorb, and I can be a little bit slow when it comes to that stuff. So, good afternoon, Ray Cassis. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining. Pro Pyro says my mom's watching with me and she's in disbelief. Well, hi, Pro Pyro's mom. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Wow. Well, thank you so much. Mine's blown too, but it's about to get better because by just taking, so I came down here at around 11 o'clock and I started doing the research where I'm looking at my Pulse Pro app and I'm like, okay, this is my VPD, and then Google, what's the optimal VPD? So I figure that out. Okay. And then I do my light test or my spectral reading and I'm like, all right, what's the optimal PPFD? So that's what I've been doing kind of all morning just to get a bit of a guideline. Are we in range of what should be? Do we need to fix things? And within those 5 minutes, I've already learned a ton. So I can't wait to share with you guys. Death Squad, happy Friday. thank you for hanging out with us last night. We had a live Andrew from Ogo, and it was so funny, honestly. I was freaking dying. It was a funny live, and yeah, it was good. I couldn't stop laughing. It just cracked me up. The chat was hilarious. So yeah, it was great last night. It really was. The chat was hilarious, man. So come check us back next week. We'll be back with more fun and games. So it is spinning. There's a lot to discuss. I've just opened a can of worms by checking out my pulse and really exploring what it has to offer. I'm a little bit intimidated, so I'm going to rely on you guys. Maybe we can kind of go back and forth and share some information. I know a lot of you grow outdoors, but if any of you that are watching are indoor growers, just comment in the chat and help a sister out. What up, Mia Lifestyle? Happy Friday. I'm wishing you guys a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. It's going to be a good one. Like Pro Pyro said, it's going to be an awesome one. So within 5 minutes of being down here and taking a spectral reading for the first time, my Pulse Pro, which is super easy, by the way. So literally, I'll just walk with me, walk and talk. So this is the Pulse right here. It's a tiny device. I'm not sure this is the best place for it right now, but for now it's going to stay here. But it does stay plugged in and connects to Wi-Fi. However, you can unplug it and it can run on battery for a short time. And so when you're doing a spectral reading, you do have to unplug it if you're not in the area where you want to take the reading. And so basically there's a section on the app where you just let it know you're going to do the reading, and then you hold it as horizontal as possible. I'm not doing a very good job. And you just hit this button right here and give it about 30 seconds and it'll log all the data from the reading for you. And so I've never done that before. I had no idea what, I've heard of PPFD many times. I just don't know what it is. I didn't know what it stood for. So I do have my laptop here and I'm like, what is PPFD? What does it stand for? So for those of you that don't know what it stands for, it's photosynthetic photon flux density. So that is what I'm trying to right now and figure out. And what I've learned is I'm going to share some spots with you and we're going to get into it. Hang on one second here. Sorry guys, we're gonna get into it right after the tent tour. Really gonna just buckle down and talk about all the technical stuff. But yeah, so when I took my reading, it said that my PPFD was only 200. And when I look up the optimal PPFD for the flowering stage, because most of our plants are flowering right now, should be from 600 to 1,000. And mine was 200. So then I started looking up, and this could be like common sense, but to be honest, I'm very new when it comes to this. I'm trying not to put myself I'm very new when it comes to this, and so I don't know how to increase the PPFD. So online it says you can increase your light intensity, but you want to be careful not to burn your plants, because if you're not properly dialed in, increasing intensity can really screw up your leaves and your plants, obviously. So you can also keep the intensity the same but lower the physical light itself. But because the plants are all ranging in canopy height, I guess you'd call it, where the leaves are. I'm trying to figure it out, you guys. So eventually it's gonna click, okay? So don't judge me. We're doing our best and we're learning, and I finally got to it. It's a month now that I've had this tool, and I've just been focused on PD, which I know what that stands for, vapor pressure deficit. And so mine is on point. I've been making sure of it, and that is the only thing I've really focusing on, because when I started growing, everyone's like, check your VPD, check your VPD. And so now, just like 5 minutes ago, I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to increase my PPFD. You know, is that why my peppers are taking so long to ripen? Is that why my tomatoes are taking so long to ripen? Is that why flower production isn't as fast as it should be? You know, my bell peppers, I've got a few large ones, but where's the rest of them? Do they need more light? And so maybe that is the answer I've been looking for. And so I could have done this a long time ago and gotten the answer, but I put it off because learning new things can be a very vulnerable thing, and it could be super intimidating. And I've already gotten knocked down so many times and put in my place because I honestly, we're all just learning, right? And so I feel like using this tool is going to unlock all the answers I've been looking for, but it's also going to present some new challenges and some new learning curves. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about it today, because I know usually we just, you know, joke around and fun. So today we're getting serious. So everybody get your notebooks and your pens, because today is class. We have class today. I'm just kidding. So there are tons of resources online, charts and graphs and different points of reference to understand where you're at and where you should be depending on your plant's growth stages. So those are things I'm going to have to explore more and figure out which resources I want to use as a point of reference for me. Death Squat says, I had a huge issue with starting seedlings due to weak light. Turns out the lights weren't weak, just had them too far away, right? And well, for me specifically, as a new grower, how do you know these things? You don't, right? It's all been trial and error up until now. And now that I have this tool, it's not going to be trial and error anymore. It's going to be, here's your answer. You're doing it wrong. Do it this, and you'll get it to this level, and now you'll be good. But then for every other, so let's say, you know, we talk about the light. Now it's going to change maybe the temperature, or, you know, today I think it was on yesterday's live, somebody asked me if I use CO2. And so then I started looking at my app to see the CO2 levels and what the optimal CO2 levels should be. And so I copied and pasted some stuff here, but maybe I didn't paste because it ain't here. But I think CO2 said between 400 and 1,000, or 500 and 1,000. And for some reason this morning, it's because I was doing the light reading and I accidentally forgot to put the pulse back where I brought it over here with me. And the CO2 was only like 200 ppm, which according to the internet is really, really low. And so now to get back in, my current CO2 levels are at 684 ppm. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I think it's okay. Apparently when you're outdoors, the average ppm is 400. So hopefully we're good. Maybe that's why our garden is doing so well. But we're gonna go over all the specifics in a minute. I'm gonna take you guys on a tent tour. What's up, Zoe? Thank you for joining. But yeah, so we are to unlock a whole new world of data, and I haven't even started yet, and my brain is going to explode. I am excited though, because it will help me really understand what I'm doing and why, and how doing certain things in the tent or taking certain actions can have either positive or negative effects, and proof is in the pudding with this device. So it allows me to have eyes on the things that I can't physically see. And so good stuff. I'm excited. I'm just gonna take a minute, have some coffee. So how's everybody doing today? What's everybody up to this weekend? I'm probably going to veg out, no pun intended. We're gonna have some fun lives this weekend. Tomorrow, we've successfully, most likely, cloned our strawberry. So we had some roots the other day, and tomorrow we're gonna transplant our strawberry. maybe a few more tomatoes. And yeah, we are going to have some. So I'm looking forward to this weekend's lives. Pro Pyro says they're cleaning the house. That sounds like fun. Death Squad says happy it's Friday. The weather is perfect today. High of 75. Wow, that's amazing. It's actually cold where I'm at. I don't know what 20 degrees is in Fahrenheit. Alexa, what's 20 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit?
20 degrees Celsius is 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's 68 degrees where I'm at, so it's cold. And yeah, it's a cooler day today, but you know who's not complaining is my dog. She freaking loves it because all summer she's freaking dying and panting, and so she's pretty happy. Mia Lifestyle, just chilling, want to try and hit the lake and catch fish. Awesome, that'll be nice. It's going to be a hot one tomorrow, so tomorrow's your day. What is up, JM? Thank you for hanging out. It's Friday, you guys. Let's get to it. I'll show you guys around, show you guys what's been going on. So yesterday I had quite the large harvest. Oh, first things first, our seedlings. So you guys, I gotta remember to turn this light off after so that my plants can get some rest. But check that out. Yay, we've got seeds sprouting. Not all is lost. I thought I screwed up my germination because I accidentally let the paper towel dry up, but we are all good. For those of you following along or that have followed along, these are our eggplant seeds. We germinated them 2 weeks ago, and we just waiting. All right, the orange tower is kind of a mess right now. I'm harvesting without a rhyme or reason, just whatever leaves look good, I take them and I eat them. And so it's getting a little messy, but we're gonna get cleaned up. We're almost done the orange tower run. The lettuce is starting to bolt, so time to eat it all and get rid of it. But I mean, look at that, all those beautiful leaves. So that's gonna be my weekend, is just eating a lot of salad and fresh stuff from the garden. Parsley, I've been harvesting so much of this parsley. It's actually really good. So this parsley is from Vessi Seeds. It's a curly leaf parsley. It's the first seeds I've ever purchased from this brand. And well, actually we've got two varieties. We've got flat leaf and curly, but the ones from Vessi Seeds are much less. Now the parsley that I have in the orange tower, this is from Mackenzie Seeds. It's a different variety of, this is just called flat leaf parsley. But the ones in the yellow tower is called curly leaf and forest green parsley. And they are much more mild in flavor. So if you're looking for kind of more of a light flavor, or like a, yeah, something that's not overpowering, because the other parsley is so overpowering you can only add a couple leaves, otherwise it's way too strong. Green tower is poppin'. Look at that, beautiful. I keep picking this one up and having trouble putting it back in, so I'm just gonna leave it. But look at these leaves, size of my hand, beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous lettuce. So look at that timing, right? So I got to start some new romaine seeds. So as we're cleaning this tower up, now this tower's coming up and we're ready to start consuming in the next week or so. So that aligns perfectly. We are getting better for sure. All right. I'm going to go to the second bucket system first so I don't forget. 2 Saturdays ago, so tomorrow will have been 2 weeks. We transplanted various colors of bell peppers. I don't know which is which color, but they're doing great actually. Now I've increased the calcium. My last ones that I grew, they had a deficiency. Every new leaf that was unfurling was like this, and it's because I was so nervous to use calcium in the beginning, so I didn't, because people, I don't know, the community, everyone jokes around about it, and I'm like, oh, should I not be using it? Is that bad? Instead of researching it, I just listened to what people said. What's up, G4T? How hilarious was that last night? I'm still laughing. That was so funny. We had such a good time. Happy Friday, G4T. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, these are our bell peppers. They've been in there for 2 weeks now. We got some nice root growth. We've got our third and fourth true leaves. What's up, Pyash? Happy Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. This bucket's rattling here. We gotta get her filled soon. I don't know why it's doing that. Gotta fix this connection point here. Anyways, sorry, distracted. So yeah, these are our bell peppers. We've got 8 of them. They're doing good so far. Tomato cuttings, checked them this morning, and we do have some roots forming. They're looking rough. They are going to make it. So remember, I accidentally broke off the root. I had nothing growing out the bottom, but then morning I noticed right there we got a little root. So we're out of the woods, guys. Just let it do its thing and it will bounce back. Now over here, I still have some of those roots at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see, but there are little roots there, so they'll be okay. They're super rough. They kind of look like shit, to be honest, but they'll be fine. Just give them time. Give them time. We've got our cantaloupe. We've got our honeydew. This little guy's getting overshadowed here. So we've got 3 of each, and then we've got our cucumbers are doing like exceptionally well. They are a little on the yellow side, so that could be from a few things. They're also looking a little leggy, and that's because our lights should be lower at this point, but because we've got all this stuff that's in for growing, I kind of have to like average things out to satisfy everything. I grabbed onto the trellis itself. I didn't even put it there. I have no idea how, but we are already flowering. That is insane. How is this already flowering? It's been in the bucket for 2 weeks. We've already got flowers, so soon we're gonna have cucumbers, you guys. We might have to do a bit of pruning as well this weekend. I see some side shoots happening right here. So we're gonna get rid of the young side shoots. Maybe later on we won't, because they might be fruit bearing. And I'll show you what I mean, because here I left some side shoots on my cucumber plant. So early on I had a lot of calcium deficiencies. So this is where you're seeing all this discoloration on the leaves. But these are called straight 8 cucumbers. They grow 6 to 8 inches. Ow, they're effing prickly. Ow, that hurt. I touched it and I got freaking, do you guys see those little thorns? Ow. Anyways, straight 8 cucumber. We've got a few of them going. That means we hand pollinated them correctly. So that is very exciting. I've got some growing in here that we hand pollinated correctly, and check that out. So this one I showed you guys yesterday. I'm gonna show you again. It's just getting freaking huge, man. Death Squad, scratched myself several times on my cucumber vines so far. Well, this is interesting because I've done the same. These cucumbers actually have some kind of like freaking thorn sticking out of it. I don't know, but ow, that's freaking sharp, man. Anyways, so there's our cucumbers looking great. I did some hand pollination this morning because we do have some new flowers. Oh, we got a little guy growing down there too. Check that out, you guys. Nice. Nice. All right, and then what else we got here? I'll take you around. So tomatoes, again, same as yesterday. Still waiting for them to ripen. I did eat some yesterday and they were freaking bomb. Can't wait to have more. So we've got a bunch of them. It's not like I have a shortage. It's just we're waiting for them to ripen, and it's taken quite a bit of time. I need to see what is going on with this. The filter's like banging against the bucket, and it's like, I don't know why it's doing that. I used to have a zip tie to kind of affix the filter to the bucket so it doesn't rattle like that. DLE says, why are my cucumbers bitter? because you're not growing them with love. Duh. I'm just kidding. I don't know, probably a nutrient deficiency when my produce doesn't taste good. So that's where I'm at with my tomatoes now. They do taste good, but you have to pick them at the right time, and some of them aren't the greatest, and it could be because they started off with bad incorrect nutrient levels, or I don't know. But look at the nutrients. Oh, straight 8 twins. These are straight 8. Make sure you're using CalMag. As soon as I started using CalMag, it seems like the cucumber is developing properly. It could also be, I know pollination has to do flavor. So if you're growing outdoor, maybe give your plants an extra hand by hand pollinating them. I know a lot of people this year have had issues with pollination for their cucumbers. And so, yeah, DLO Blaze, we are twins. What's up, Les the Tomato Whisperer? And what's up, 417 Homegrow? To answer your question, 417 Homegrow, yes, should get another tent. The answer is always yes. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. So yeah, check your pollination. If you're growing outdoors and you don't see a lot of bees and stuff, hand pollinate. I heard it improves the development of the fruit, which it encompasses the shape and the flavor. And if you're growing indoors, then yes, also obviously hand pollinate, and just make sure your nutrients are right. You could be lacking some nutrients. For me, that was the case, and now I use 1 milliliter per liter of CalMag. My cucumber's flowering like crazy, so I'm using 1.75 mils per liter of the General Hydroponics blue, and that seems to do it. The cucumbers are a nice shape, they're crunchy, they're juicy, they're sweet, light sweetness, but again, I'm growing the exact same variety as you, and once you get it right, there's no turning back. You'll never want another cucumber in your life. Other than homegrown is what I mean, not the variety. Varieties, you can grow any variety as long as it's homegrown. It's going to taste so much better than the store. All right, so tomato did, okay. I'm going to show you guys now the peppers. So I just did a pepper update this morning, but we've got still no ripening on this one, but again, that could be because of our lights, right? We just are learning about that. We're going to talk about that more shortly. So this one, it either is going to be red or orange, but we've got ripening all around now, or blushing as you guys called it yesterday. And right here, we've got this gorgeous pepper. I love the way it looks right now. It's like a 50-50. I'm just gonna start selling peppers like this. Wouldn't that be sweet? It's just like, what color do you want? Green or yellow? Well, you don't gotta choose, because you can have a 50-50 pepper. So can't wait. And then we got another one here. So again, maybe we have an issue with our lights. Like, we have new peppers growing, they're just taking their sweet ass time. So I'm not so sure what we're doing wrong, but the Pulse Pro is gonna help us figure it, guys, hopefully. Now, look at this jalapeno abundance, you guys. So many freaking jalapenos. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these, you guys. I thought that was a jalapeno that fell. It's just a leaf. Nothing to see here, just a leaf. So yeah, we got quite a bit of jalapenos. I've got the ancho poblanos growing right here. We've got several of them. So I'm gonna have to measure. Once they reach about 5 inches, we're gonna harvest. I don't know if these are the types of peppers that are kind of gonna be a little stunted, so they might not reach their size, because that's what I've been dealing with peppers is small peppers. So the idea is not to have too many peppers per plant, depending on what variety you're growing, right? Like, I don't know if jalapenos are considered ornamental, but because they are a smaller pepper, you can have more per plant and not really be too concerned with the size. Since it's nice to have a variation in size. But you know what I'm gonna do? Jalapeno poppers are freaking bomb. Maybe I'll make some jalapeno poppers with these. What do you guys think? And Chinese 5-color pepper plant check that out. We finally have the first that's ripening into an orange now. So yesterday it was quite yellow. Today it's becoming orange. So you get 5 different colors on one plant because they have different ripening stages. And so usually with bell peppers, I thought that that was the case with bell peppers, that as they ripen, they go from green to yellow to orange to red. It's incorrect. The fate of its color is already predetermined in DNA. And so bell peppers are either, they go from green to yellow, green to red, or green to orange, not through all 3 at once. So you only get 1 color per plant, and until it starts turning colors, it's still growing in size. And if it doesn't turn colors and it remains green, then it's got a genetic deficiency. So that's a Fun Fact Friday for you guys. So Chinese 5-color peppers are one of the few pepper plants that do have a series of colors that they go through when ripening. And so you get all 5 colors at once on your plant, which is incredible. Incredible. All right. Watermelons. So this could be what the issue is, right? I could be having an issue with my light. I'm obviously not 100% dialed in. I thought I was until I opened up my pulse. And so we're going to talk about that shortly. I've got my watermelon here. So as you can see, it's significantly larger today. I can hold it in my hand comfortably, but it's quite large. And then I've got a couple more growing. We might cut the lower one off per Les's advice, because this one's not growing so much. And this one started off huge and then it just kind of got stuck at that. It's growing slowly every day, but we'll see. But this is it right here. He's the star of the show. Strawberry. Look at all those little flowers coming up, you guys. Very exciting. I hand pollinated this morning. And then where is she? I don't know if it's growing, so you guys tell me if you think it looks bigger than yesterday. Did we do it correctly or not, you guys? So strawberries have to be hand pollinated, and I'm going to take you around the other side to look at it. Hang tight. But this is our strawberry plant. She looks beautiful. Quite lush and quite large. And we've got our dahlia flowers here. Obviously we're not close to flowering yet. I just sorry guys, I'm trying to fix something while I'm doing that. So I took a cutting from one of the plants, and there it is, and I propagated it. So oh wow, look at those fuzzy roots. Nice. And yeah, I mean, I grow flowers outdoors, and this is kind of just more fun for an experiment to see the difference. Also, it'd be to have some flawless flowers that aren't getting destroyed by earwigs. This is our zinnia plant. These are our zinnia plants. I have 3 of them. Them just opened, and we got some new buds there. This one's actually gotten quite tall. It's not even standing up straight right now, but here it is. And it goes all the way to here and there. So that's already quite the large plant. This one as well, it's getting nice and big, and same with this one. So I think they're all the same variety. I don't know, I didn't label. It's just more of a will it grow in the system. Cool. What's up, Krogan? Happy Friday, and thanks for hanging out last night. That was so much fun. We had a great time on last night's live. If you guys missed it, go check it out on my YouTube. I posted it. It's funny. Well, maybe it was just funny to me, but I was freaking dying of laughter. All right, so what was I showing you? That's it, I think, right? Oh yeah, we were gonna go around the other side. We're gonna look at this strawberry here. I can't tell if I hand pollinated it successfully. So we talked about this yesterday. I showed you guys, and it's really tough to say because I look at it every day. I'm like, did it grow? See, with the watermelon and the cucumbers, like when it goes from that to this, you don't need to ask, did it grow? Like, yeah, obviously it grew. Here, where is she? She's hiding. Where did she go? Oh, right there. So yeah, I can't, honestly, I can't tell. What do you guys think? Did it grow since yesterday? Part of me is like, I think it did. Maybe it just takes more time. Hang on, I'm gonna turn this around here. I don't know where it is now. Oh, it's hiding right here. Les says a little bit. Yeah, me too. That's what I think. Okay, Krogan too. It did. All right, you guys. Well, you know better than I. I mean, I look at this every day. So normally I should be able to tell. I think it did. But then when I look at the dome on the flower of this one, it's kind of the same. So Krogan says it's green. It's good. Really? So if I didn't pollinate it, it would dry up, I guess, and turn brown like the cucumbers. Yay! If I did it, you guys, we need to celebrate because this is my first strawberry and I'm so excited. I can't believe I did it, you guys. That is really exciting. So Krogan, you made my day. Thank you for your observation. So Krogan says yellow or brown. It is kind of yellowish, but it started off super yellow and now it's turning more of a green. So fingers crossed. The only reason why I'm not sure if I hand pollinated it correctly is because I know that I read online that multiple flower interactions is needed in order for or not needed, but your odds of getting fruit are better if you have multiple flower interactions. So fingers crossed, but I think we did it, you guys. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful grow. Again, I have grown cucumbers and have never gotten a cucumber. I've grown strawberries, never gotten a strawberry. I've grown watermelon, never gotten a watermelon. I've honeydew, never gotten a honeydew. I've grown eggplant, never gotten an eggplant. So to finally see some of these things happening and to be able to share it with you guys and document it all is, it's really exciting. It's one of those pinch me moments, you know? So when people outside of the gardening world ask me how I'm doing and I tell them I'm freaking great because I have my first strawberry, they're like, okay, is that all? But to me, it's perseverance, it's just succeeding. I feel proud. It's awesome. So woohoo, we did it, you guys. Well, hopefully. I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch or count my straws before they get pollinated. Yeah, Les says, long live the only plants, LOL. So guys, today we're gonna touch on, and it's just gonna be high level tech stuff because I don't know what I'm talking about. I only know a little bit. I need to learn it and kind of feel confident about it before I can say I know what I'm talking about. But we got ourselves Pulse Pro about a month ago, and when I first started going, I didn't know about any of these kind of parameters and things that you need to monitor or measure. Krogan says, my first cannabis plant was a male and I didn't know and I smoked it. Worst idea ever. What happens when you smoke a male plant? I'm curious. So what, do you get like extra effed up or does it do all? Does it just taste bad? Yeah, because I thought male cannabis plants, I thought they didn't flower. So curious. Let me know what your experience was. Oh, nothing. So you may as well have smoked like parsley or oregano. Anyways, so my first grow, I didn't know anything about these parameters or things that need to be monitored in the environment. And toward the end of my first grow, when I started to have PM like crazy, which is powdery mildew for those of you that don't know. Oh, different kind of flower. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that the females flowered, the males, they are useless, says Ray Cassis. Huh, fascinating. So yeah, I didn't know about any of these things, and because I had PM, a lot of people reached out to me and they're like, well, what's your VPD? Watch out for VPD. Like, what the fuck is VPD? I was like, what the heck? So I looked it up and I understand that it stands for vapor pressure deficit, but I didn't understand what it's measuring. Like, I don't understand what that means. And then I realized it's the humidity versus temperature, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's the first thing I started looking at when I got the Pulse Pro. And that's the first thing, even though I didn't really understand it or know what I'm doing, my VPD was too high. So I Googled optimal VPD for indoor garden for plants in veg state or whatever. So it said something along the lines of like between 1 and 1.5 or something like that, kPa. And I was like, okay, how do I decrease it? Because it's way too high. And so I realized, or I researched online, and it said you want to lower your temperature and up the humidity. And so that's what I did. And now most days, except for at night, VPD right now is at 1.2. And that, I guess, is right where I want to be for the stage that they're in. They're in a flowering stage. Well, I mean, I do have some seedlings, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to do the best I can with the environment. And so, I mean, things have been doing better, and I'm not sure if it's because now I have the VPD at a correct level that it should be and it's not too high. Again, before, temperature was too high and my humidity was too low. I was so paranoid about getting PM that I was sacrificing the environment and had too low humidity. What's up, Mr. Organics? Thanks so much for hanging out. ProPyro says, my first weed plant I tried to grow under the wrong light gave me a throat infection. Whoa, are you sure that was because of the wrong light? Ray Casa says, unless you want seeds. Krogan says, they're like male bees, only good for mating. Cool, well, good to know. Les says, only bees, LOL. So yeah, I'm still trying to understand VPD. Everyone has like different charts and different standards for different growth stages. And Jay says it's going to be tough for you because your tent is so big and has different environments. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. And then especially if I introduce cannabis in like a little corner here somewhere, it's going to be a challenge. And that's something I have with everything when it comes to the light, the humidity, the temperatures. You know, I've got lettuce and kale, which are cool weather crops. I've got like watermelon and strawberry, which require a hotter, more humid temperature. So it's a challenge, but we're kind of figuring it out. So right now, my VPD is at 1.2. I took a screenshot just in case I can't do the green screen. I should try it and throw up my app for you guys so you can see. But yeah, so this morning I did my first spectral reading with the Pulse Pro. I mean, it was pretty easy. I don't know if I have it in the right position. I took a bunch of them, but the first thing I realized, so I check, I get the reading, and then I'm like, right away, what is the optimal PPFD for whatever, for tomatoes in flower or whatever? And my PPFD was so low, it's only at 200, and at certain areas of the tent, I mean, I could flip this around and show you guys, but in certain areas of the tent, it was so low, it was like at 120. And so I looked up how or what the optimal range should be for what I'm going on right now. And I think it was supposed to be 600 or 400 to 1,000. I don't know off the top of my head because I was just doing like quick Google searches before I hopped on here just so we can kind of chat and I can kind of dip my toes in the water. But yeah, so I don't know why it was so low, but then immediately my reaction is, all right, how do I increase it? And so then I realized maybe my light's a little too high. And then I was like, but that's where my tomatoes are at. So I think you're supposed to have like all your plants kind of roughly at the same height, like the canopy should be all level, that you can get an accurate reading and create the accurate environment, right? So for my tomatoes, the PPFD would be higher because of where you're supposed to hold the meter. And so, yeah, so I kind of held it like in between the, so I'll show you guys here. you can see there's like different levels, right? So I don't know if it's just called a canopy with cannabis or if it's with all plants. I think it's with all plants, right? So our tomatoes are kind of like sitting right here because we got to prune that right there. And then our other stuff is kind of sitting right at the, well, it depends what it is, right? But for the most part, it's kind of like right here. And so I held the meter like right there. You're supposed to hold it as horizontally as possible. So putting it in my hand probably wasn't the best, but you just unplug it. You just prompt it on the app, press this button, and boom, it gives you a reading. You can do as many readings as you want, and you can export the log if you, but it was interesting because I've never considered PPFD up until this morning, had no idea what it stood for. And when I say we're learning together, you guys, we're learning together, because I've got no clue, but we're gonna get a clue. That's why we have this tool. It's gonna help open my eyes and unlock more possibilities of having an even better garden. So I don't know, my garden is doing the best it's ever been just because I've been slowly, checking my app, checking the temperature, checking humidity, making adjustments. It's a constant challenge because I have to, this tent is in the basement. I have the AC going on really hot days. And then on days like today when it's cooler, the tent actually gets warmer because I don't have the AC circulating. So I unfortunately, it's challenging to automate the temperature and the humidity. I can't just leave it at a certain temperature. Constantly tweak my intake fans, my oscillating fans. I constantly have to make changes. And so now, because I have an understanding of that, because I'm making the constant changes, could be potentially why things are better. But it's also one of those things where, I'm notorious for making too many changes at once, and then I kind of don't learn that way, because then I don't know what results were responsible or what change was responsible for this. And so, yeah, feel stressed already, guys. I'm just kidding. But you guys are cool. Thank you for not making fun of me. Krogan says, I'm emailing new vid for a show if get. Oh, that is so cool. I'm gonna tune in tonight, you guys. If I have nothing to do at 9 p.m. Eastern, well, not nothing to do. Even if you have something to do, you're gonna wanna cancel it and go check out the Garden Cultivation Network. Every Friday they have a Show Your Grow, and so they have different people from the community show off their gardens. To be honest, it's great. It helps build connection with the people in the community, see what they've got going on. So go check them out. It's worth it. And Krogan says, are doing great. Thank you so much, and so are you. Right back at you in your garden. I know what you got going on. But yeah, when you're growing outdoor, you don't have as many of these. You have different challenges, right? So that was the PPFD. So then I realized, okay, if my PPFD is at 200, maybe that's why the tomatoes aren't ripening. The peppers are taking so freaking long. I have like these huge perfect peppers growing, but so few of them. Like, where are the others? And so some of the flowers are falling off, and maybe I don't have enough light, and maybe that's exactly what my issue is. And so it's kind of spoon feeding me the answers once I understand to speak that language, if that makes sense. So then I was like, okay, I can't lower these lights right now, right? Because the tomatoes are already there. There are flowers and fruit right here. I gotta just prune up here, but I'm not gonna let it get any higher than this. But unfortunately, I can't lower my lights because otherwise I'm gonna have to prune them even lower. And we've already got all these lower leaves and flowers. Like, there's nothing happening down here. So I can't lower my lights. And it's online, it says if you increase your light intensity, you want to be careful, because if you're not dialed in other areas, you could actually burn your plant. That's what I've been guilty of. I, play around with the the dimmer all the time, and I'm like, whoop, let me just turn this up and see what happens. And then the next day, everything's yellow. So it'll be interesting to see. So I did increase it a little bit, and then I did another reading, and then I kind of messed around with where I was holding the meter. So I did a bunch of stuff just to see. So now the intensity is 50% on each light. So, I mean, the dial says 50. I think it's 50%. I know you guys, I'm like, what is she doing? She doesn't even know her light intensity. But it's okay, we're growing plants and we've got stuff that's growing, so it's not that bad. But yeah, so it was, I increased the intensity and then I kind of adjusted where I was holding the meter when I did the reading, and then I got to 340 ppfd, which is better, but I think it should be at around 400. But then again, now that I have new seedlings in the second bucket system, I'm like, no, maybe I don't want it too high. And I mean, it should also be lower for the seedlings, so I don't know. And then it's one of those things where I didn't look it up yet. Do seedlings need a higher ppfd than other plants? Because they're, like, I know younger plants need and more heat and I don't know. So all of this I've got to learn, you guys, and I'm probably talking really fast and talking a lot right now because I'm trying to sort it out in my brain. So if you guys have any tips or tricks for me, let me know. So I want to try and do this greens thing and pull up my, oh, there we are. So this is my app. I don't know how, I guess I have to stand back. So this is where I'm at right now with my stuff. So I don't know why it says lights are at 95%, because they're not. But yeah, we've got, so the temperature right now is 76.8, which is good. I'm happy with temperature. VPD is 1.2, which I think is also good. I think it's supposed to be between 1 and 1.5 for what I'm growing right now. And CO2 says it should, so apparently the ppm, sorry, CO2 outside, CO2 levels outdoors are apparently around 400 ppm. So indoors, when I did a quick Google search, it said between 500 and 1,000, which is quite the range. So 684 feels right. I don't know if it's correct, but yeah. And then dew point, I gotta look into that. I know it has to do with like the, I think the moisture level on leaves, if I'm not mistaken. So that is something that could probably affect PM or your susceptibility to get PM. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I have no idea, but I'll have to look into that. It probably should be something that I know. I mean, I probably shouldn't have done that. And then the, yeah, PPFD right now is at 340. So I don't know. We'll see if that's correct. But, and then I can't see anything here. Do you have space to spread them out and not go up? I'm uploading videos of Canada. Oh, okay. That's fair. What's up, Elcana Content? Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for resharing my reel. I appreciate you. That's so kind of you. I really love that we all support each other in this community, and so that's awesome. You guys should go check out Elcana Content's Instagram. They do some pretty impressive stuff. So yeah, that is where I'm at with the pulse. I'm feeling not overwhelmed, but a little confused. I think I'm kind of person where, you know, I'll probably have a couple people reach out to me after this and say, oh, you should try this or you should do that. And that's kind of how I'm going to learn and go. Also, I mean, I spent quite a bit of time on the Pulse website this morning. They have so many resources and they have this forum with so like vast amounts of information, and there's you know, their support is always available to answer questions. So I will probably end up picking their brain a little bit. Again, I literally just learned how to freaking like make a seed sprout, make a fruit grow. So now learning all of this is a little it's a little bit of a learning curve, and especially with the lights and stuff. You know, my first grow, I can't even tell you if I ever changed the intensity. I don't think I ever did. And I don't even know if I knew about adjusting the intensity. So we've come a long way, you guys. And, you know, with a big tent comes great responsibility. And so now I've got to tap into all this stuff to get really dialed in, because I'm starting to feel like okay, my peppers are ripening. I'm gonna pick them soon. What happens if, if my goal is to not go to the grocery store, what happens when I harvest the peppers that are growing? I've got no new ones. So gotta be something with my environment that's an issue and that's affecting new flower production. I've got new flowers, but they're kind of just falling off. So I don't think it's my nutrients. I've really been kind of keeping a close eye on that, and everything else is doing so well. So maybe it's something to do with the light. And just doing the spectral reading this morning with the Pulse Pro, I realized that I definitely have an issue. I have to adjust something. So whether I rethink how I let my plants grow and kind of try to get them more bushy so that I can keep the lights lower, but then also realize that the light intensity could affect how your plants grow. So if I wanted to grow bushy, so anyways, it's like, what do you focus on first? I don't know how to word what I'm saying, but you want to keep your plants short so that you can lower your lights, but you need to have the proper lights so that your plants grow more bushy, if that makes sense. Jay says, proper VPD, dew point, etc. allows the stomata to open and close efficiently, will really help your harvests. Okay, so VPD, I think I'm starting to get under control, but dew point, oh, I gotta learn that. So I'm gonna have to look that up. And what does dew point mean? What is it? What is the dew point for my grow tent? Because I have no freaking clue, you guys. But you know what? I've got no shame in saying it. Krogan says pollination. You know what? I should try hand pollinating. I haven't. I did it the first round, and I haven't done it since. Jay says, next season, scrogging princess, LOL. Okay, I've heard this term so many times. What is scrogging? If somebody could tell me what that is, geez, I'm feeling real uncomfortable in today's live. Too many things that I don't know. RH, I guess. What's RH? Is that humidity? Oh my gosh, you guys, how did this happen with nothing going on in here? I don't know. Training out. Well, I actually do have Ogo. You guys know Ogo. We went live last night. They've got these training clips that they gave me. I've never tried them, and he tried to show me, and he actually broke his pepper plant. So I was like, "Yep, definitely not using those." So I'll it's a grid to keep your canopy level. Okay, I didn't know that. So I should probably rethink the way I do the trellis. See, now in hindsight, I'm like, I really shouldn't have done the buckets this way because, well, first of all, I don't think I can keep the canopy at the same level because I've got different things growing, right? Like you've got these that the strawberries kind of like flow over and they grow downward, they vine downward. Watermelon, cucumber, they kind of vine, they need something to climb. Then you've got freaking tomatoes that grow like trees, and peppers, smaller trees. So it's like, I don't know how to keep it all at the same level. It's kind of be a little bit challenging. So I don't know, you guys, but in hindsight, I would split, because this is a row of 20 buckets, and one of these lights obviously perfect for 10 buckets. Sorry, yeah, 10 buckets. So hindsight, I would split these buckets in half and actually have maybe just like this section with just an aisle to walk through, and then those two back there like be split in half so that I could move around better, and also just better plant placement, and kind of think about, plants that are similar height to keep them in specific areas. So it is doable. Like there's a frame that can be kind of, well, I'd have to figure out how to split this frame because it's on wheels, right? But the center column you could split. It's actually being held together by a connecting piece with some silicone. And in fact, when I reset the tent, I cut the silicone and I split it to be a clean each half of the column more effectively. And so that the column itself for the water return is easy to split, and then you would just get something to close off the end, right, with a little gasket, right, because this is just connected to a garbage can. So in hindsight, there are so many ways I could have arranged things differently, and it's an opportunity for maybe the next grow. But you see, a tool, it's such a small tool, the Pulse, but it's making me start to think and rethink all these things in the tent. And I'm like, yeah, be interesting to take, I guess it'd be kind of challenging to take a spectral reading of the grow tower lights. That would be interesting, because the pamphlet gives you like the, what do you call it, the whatever, the spectral power distribution, but I wonder if it's accurate. So it would be cool to check and cross-reference. What's up, Popping Seeds? And under canopy lighting, what do you mean by that? Like, lights under, like literally under here? Thank you so much, Doug. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming out, you guys. Today is a little bit of a vulnerable life. I've been on such a high for so long, feeling so confident about my garden. And whenever I learn something new, I get really uncomfortable. As much as I love to learn, I like to learn by myself. And once I wrap my head around it, then I'm like, okay, I can... me so hot, not yet, maybe later. But yeah, so it's a little bit challenging when you're trying to wrap your head around something in front of people, because it leaves you up for criticism. But that's okay, you guys are so kind. But yes, no, not yet. Just having a hard time wrapping my head around this, because there's just a lot. So it's okay, we're gonna get there, but we've already made it so far, and there's only room to get better. So that is what I'm trying to do. I'm just going to take my time and figure it all out, not in a rush, but at the same time, you know, like to have good harvests. And you know, I got people all the time asking me about the cost of this setup, and what the investment was like, the upfront investment. And it's like, I need to be able to justify the cost. I mean, it wasn't like a fortune, but yeah, it is an upfront investment. And so I need to be able to really say that I can recoup the costs, and that my goal of growing my own food is in full effect, right? Like, if I'm responsible for growing food for myself, this isn't gonna cut it. So I really have to level things up and really get dialed in, so to speak, so that I can, you know, maximize harvests. And you know, I don't want to grow like mass producing, but at the same time, I can't just have 6 bell peppers growing at a time. I've got to have quite an abundance, because to those of you watching, this may seem like a lot, and I keep saying, oh yeah, I've got a lot of those and a lot of cucumbers, but really I don't, because once you start eating it, you realize, oh shit, I'm still hungry. So and then next thing you know, the whole garden's empty, and now you're waiting again for more. So I got to pick up the pace here and move things along. So you guys are going to be a part of that journey. Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate it. Are you a grower, Jay? You seem to know a lot. Are you a cannabis grower, food indoor grower, outdoor grower? All of you, actually. Well, a lot of you watching already know what you guys are. But and Krogan, I'm curious, do you also grow indoors? I know you grow outdoors. I've seen your awesome garden. Bumblebees are the thing that pollinate my peppers. Well, peppers are self-pollinating. They have both male and female components within the same flower, so you don't have to worry about that too much. However, you need to, sometimes you got to give them an extra hand. So Krogan, no to indoor growing, I'm assuming. Jay, indoor, outdoor, cannabis, few peppers here and there. Nice, cool. Well, welcome, and thanks for being out. So yeah, guys, it's pretty much it for today. Probably talked your freaking ears off like I always do, but today was a little bit different. trying to dive more into data versus just look at my watermelon. So that's it, you guys. Tomorrow we are going to, thank you so much, Pro Pyro. Appreciate it. Thank you, Death Squad. You guys are awesome. Yeah, Rogan, peppers and tomatoes have their and female components within the same flower, so they're considered a perfect plant where they actually don't need any additional pollination, not even from bees. Can, if you want to get a better fruit or better product, perhaps a better yield. I know that pollinating by hand, it gives it that extra boost to increase flowering. But then you've got other stuff like eggplant, where you've got the male and female components within the same flower, but it actually needs to be pollinated. Or like strawberries. So as you guys know, we're just learning with the strawberry, and fingers crossed, we've got our first strawberry. So that's exciting. So yeah, guys, tomorrow I think we officially cloned the strawberry, so we're going to transfer that into the buckets. We've got some more tomato cuttings transferring into the buckets tomorrow, so come hang out with me. You're not going to want to miss it. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys have been so great today. Thank you for the support, for the advice, for participating in the chat. You guys are awesome. I really love you, and I wish you a wonderful Friday. Elcana Content. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Doug says great content. Thank you for doing these live chats. Very cool. Very cool that you're able to be here. Appreciate you. 17 Home Grow. Only grow cannabis indoors, but thinking of bringing the garden inside this winter. Do it. Do it. And thanks so much for joining 417. Welcome. And thank you, Jay. Thank you, Krogan. What's up, MM? You're a little bit late today, but catch us tomorrow. We're transferring some strawberry loans. And thanks for hanging out, you guys. Appreciate you. CLS, Pro Pyro, everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But you guys are awesome. Thank you. Have a great day. And if I don't see you tomorrow, have an awesome weekend, guys.